Hi, I'm Amelia Kegel.
And I'm Heidi Curtis.
And we're your friends from Wheel and Sprocket, here to get you ready for the UPAF Ride for the Arts.
So there's 3 things that you need to know.
We need to get your bike ready.
We need to get you ready.
And there's a few things you should know about the course. We have something called an ABC Quick Check, and it's a really good way to make sure your bike is safe and ready to ride. So let's go through. What does ABC stand for? Let's do it.
So first, A is air. First, number one important thing is to make sure that your tire pressure is accurate. Along the sidewall here, there's tiny little words that tell you numbers, that tell you what your air pressure should be at. Check that and pump it up.
All right, so if there's any squish to your tire, it is time to pump up those tires. Now, having a really great pump at home is my number one recommendation. The new pumps these days work on both Presta and Schrader valves, and they just make your life so easy. Because literally, prevent flat tires, make yourself so much more efficient by pumping your tires up to the recommended pressure. If A stands for air, B stands for brakes. It is really good to make sure that our brakes are engaged because everybody loves living. A really easy check for you is to make sure when you pull evenly, slowly together that your brakes engage before the halfway point. This one's looking awesome. If your brakes are too squishy, bring that bike into the bike shop. We want to make sure that all the cables are engaged and that you can stop on a dime here at the UPAF Ride. Next up on our ABC Quick Check is C. C stands for chain. Similar to the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, we need to make sure that there's great lubrication on our chain to make sure that shifting is easy and fun. Every person should have a bottle of chain lube, and if you don't, again, come to your local bike shop. Lastly, we have our ABC, but what about the Quick Check? Quick stands for quick releases. Most of our bikes have a quick release lever engaging both the front and the rear wheel. A lot of times, if we're putting our bike in the car, we take our rear or front wheel off. When we're starting to ride, we want to make sure that these levers are nice and tight. So we should feel some resistance starting at 45 degrees, and ideally you should feel an imprint on your hand when the lever is completely closed to make sure it's nice and tight. The last thing I like to do on my quick check is to just do a simple bounce check. We make sure that everything is nice and tight and ready to go. Now that your bike is ready to go, let's make sure that you're ready to go. Everyone on the UPAF Ride is required to wear a helmet. Now, helmets have come a long way in the last couple of years, so if you have an old helmet with old styrofoam, we highly recommend getting a new one because there's so many great things about new helmets these days. Heidi, would you put the helmet on so it's right above your eyebrows? The next part is there's a really wonderful little dial in the back that helps make sure that the helmet fits like a glove. The next point is with our chin straps, we want to make sure that these fall right below our ears like an earring. And then with our chin strap, we don't need to go nuts with tightness. We just need 2 fingers tight to make sure that it fits nicely. A way I like to check this is you can shake your head yes and no. And if it doesn't move around on you, you have a good fit on your helmet. Okay, your bike is ready to ride. You're ready to ride. Now let's talk about the course and some ride etiquette for the day. It's not every day that we get to ride with thousands of other riders, and if you take one thing away from this video, just remember it is your goal to be predictable and courteous while riding this event. What do I mean when I say be predictable? It means using your hand signals when turning, slowing or stopping, being vocal when you're passing your fellow riders, calling out things like potholes or the sudden need to stop so that those around you know what to do and what you're about to do.
Now remember, we are on a closed course for this ride, which is incredible. We do not have to worry about cars on the course, but we do want to be courteous to the other riders around us. We recommend leaving at least 1 bike distance between you and your fellow riders. This gives us time to respond and prevent tires rubbing, which means you go down, and we don't want to hurt anybody, so let's all be careful. In addition to being predictable and courteous on the course, use extra caution when you're on the Hone Bridge. Prolonged stopping is not allowed on the bridge. If you are wanting to take a photo, communicate with the folks around you that you're about to stop and pull away off the road onto the shoulder. We all love a good selfie, but make sure to come to a full stop before pulling out your phone for that perfect photo op.
If you're bringing your little ones, make sure you practice some of these tools for riding predictably before the ride. We encourage kids to try riding as straight as possible, so riding as close as they can to the white line is an easy way for them to practice. Medical and mechanical support is provided on this course, so if you should need help, please pull off to the shoulder and one of our roaming support people will be able to assist you. What's next? It's just exciting times. So let's get ready for UPAF. We thank you so much for supporting UPAF because it's one of those big win-wins. We get to ride our bikes, we get to have fun, and we get to support the thriving arts community here in Milwaukee.
Enjoy your ride.